Hello! So a while back I asked some of you if you wanted to take another look at r/am I the arsehole. So a Reddit page, I don't know what they're called, where people post like incidences, like am I the arsehole for smoking next to my grandchild, like that kind of stuff, and they give us a story, and then people respond and say, yeah, actually that is kind of an arsehole-y thing to do. So we're gonna take a look at some of the comments, and yeah. Okay, so this is the first one. Am I the arsehole for refusing to apologize for slapping my boyfriend when he smashed our birthday cake to my face? Our birthday cake. Listen, one thing I hate is like putting the cake in people's faces, especially at weddings, unless it's pre-agreed. But when the groom does it to a bride, because I'm like, she's had her makeup done and her hair done, and it costs money, and a lot of thought goes into it, and now you're smashing a bit of cake in her face. Anyway, so this person is a female, 34, and her boyfriend, Charles, male, 38, and I celebrated our birthdays together this year. I contributed a small private room at a restaurant, and we invited 11 people. Oh, that sounds perfect. Not too many, not too little. 4 of them are my local friends. The rest are his family members. Oh, I wanted to celebrate a new achievement in my career and thought it would be great to just splurge a little and get some delicious food. So we had access to the menu, drinks, and our cake. I had agreed to pay for half of the food, aside from having rented the small space myself. The space was paid for in advance, the food at the end, as in any restaurant. They pay for the food at the end, like any restaurant. We had issues last year because I felt he was doing low-effort things while I always did my best to give him a nice birthday celebration. We have an income gap, but it wasn't even about money. I was making less money last year and I still made things work for him. So this year he took care of inviting people, paid for the cake, and got me a spice rack as a present, which I loved. Each to their own, hey. I made myself pretty, got my eyebrows and eyelashes done. See, this is what I mean. You're paying to get things done, and he's gonna smash a cake in your face. And had my hair done. We were told to pose and pretend to blow out the candles because I didn't want to blow our germs on the cake. Ooh, good thinking. Then we each had a picture alone with the cake. When it was my turn, I was holding the cake when he pushed my face towards the cake, so I tried to fight it. His family started cheering, and he arched over my body and forced me to bend over until my face smashed the cake. I would be so pissed. My friends tried to get him off me, and he resorted to plastering cake and frosting on my hair. I don't need to describe the mess because I'll never be able to end this post, but I ended up slapping him when he attempted to do it again. Yeah. His mother got up and she got into an argument with one of my guests. I had to cross the main floor with cake all over my face to use a restroom. When I looked in the mirror, I had cake on my neck and my blouse had red and blue colouring that didn't come off. I had to wash my face and got my hair in a bun because it looked less messy that way, sorry. When I came back, his family were all long faces. I told him what he did was unacceptable, and he said it was just a joke. But everybody has done that for ages, and that me slapping him just ruined my image in front of his family. Give a fuck. I started crying and gathered all my stuff to leave. I notified him that he should pay for himself and his guests. My friends insisted on paying for their own food, but I refused. And we ended the night right there. My friends wanted to treat me to having dinner elsewhere, but I wasn't comfortable with my appearance. Yeah, I got cake all over yourself. They ended up sending me the money that I spent, and that broke my heart. Charles had to pay for half of a remaining bill and got charged a cleaning fee. Yeah, I still love him, but I'm clear that I'll never be able to forgive him. We talked about it and I ended things. Wow, he's convinced that I never loved him. He acknowledged what he did was wrong, but is adamant that his family hates me for slapping him. So? Sorry. And that it's my fault. I told him that he ruined not only our birthday, but also my way to celebrate my career milestone. I worked very hard to get where I am, and that his behaviour showed me what my future will look like. And that I'm sorry to say it, but he was so aggressive, yeah, and so focused on making his family laugh at my expense. But I just realised he's not good enough, and that I've lost my confidence to be seen with him in public, because I don't know what else he'll do. Because I don't know what else he'll pull out of his ass. He says he paid for the cake, but he's not saying that it was okay to smash it, but it's not like I paid for everything. He wanted me to apologise to his mum, but I refused. Why? Important. I'm not proud of my reaction. I am. We never had any physical altercations. He says his mother feels humiliated because of what I did. Why? Why? It didn't happen to her. Get her mother-in-laws like this. Calm the fuck down. And father-in-laws. You know who you are. And that she has been struggling with mild depression for years. I didn't know, and I came off as violent. But what's that got to do with you hitting him? Am I the asshole for refusing? I already blocked him. Edit, his guest paid for the other half of his bill after being told they needed not to pay for anything. Here's my thing. Mother-in-law has nothing to do with you. You can be angry about someone hit your child, yeah, but it's not like it's ruining your life. If it's not a previously agreed upon, I'm going to put cake in your face situation, don't fucking do it. It's not funny to some people. It might be funny to you. Other people, it's just cringy as fuck. Like when people have an organised dance as their first dance and they're slow dancing and then the DJ's like, wow, I accidentally played this song. And then they start doing an organised dance. You can enjoy it, but just know people are speaking about it. It's very uncomfortable to watch, but it's just not funny. And the fact that she felt him pushing against him, like not to put her hair down and having to use force, and then in my view, spitefully spreading some in her hair is out of order. Especially when she got her hair and makeup done and lashes done. Lashes are fucking expensive too, and they take time. I don't think she's the arsehole. You reacted in a way that was like, I can't believe you've done this. Yes, maybe it isn't right to hit someone, but your reaction was what's it called? Not knee-jerk reaction. I guess it is like a out of kind of like shock and out of like a stop it. Like, how else can I tell you to stop other than physically pushing my body against what you're doing to me? How else are you meant to tell someone to stop? You know what I mean? Not how else, but you did what you did. Let's see what the comments say. His mother feels humiliated. You came across violent. Did she not see what he did to you? Right? That's what I'm thinking. When it was my turn, I was holding the cake. When he pushed my face towards a cake, so I tried to fight it, his family started cheering. And he arched over my body, forced me to bend over until my face smashed the cake. My friends tried to get him off me, and he resorted to plastering cake and frosting on my hair. So the friends could see it was an awkward situation. The friends knew this is what she wanted. How are you a couple and you don't know this isn't right? You know what I mean? This isn't what she would have wanted. How does one do this to their future spouse and act like it was nothing but fun times? Exactly. Okay, and this person says this. At my wedding, my husband's family were egging him on to shove cake in my face. Why? And why though? Because then you have to take it off and then you have to redo your makeup again. Prior to the wedding, I sat him down and told him I paid thousands for the dress, exactly hundreds for my hair and makeup, and if he pushed cake into my face, it will forever taint our wedding day. For me, because it's not funny and it's embarrassing and cruel. Absolutely. He said he was not going to do that to me, and they called him a wet fucking blanket for respecting that I didn't want that. People want to see others embarrassed. When did this become a trend? Because it's not even entertaining. It's like, okay, now what? You have cake on your face. Okay, why is that so fun? Like, ooh, it's very like, ooh. Like, why? Someone explain to me, why is that entertaining? So it happens, you're watching it, okay. Now what? Now what benefit have I got from this as a viewer of what just happened? It's so fucking weird. This person says about the mum, she feels humiliated because the whole world got to see what kind of low-life son she raised. Not the arsehole. Obviously, the image of a guy putting all his weight on the original poster's head to push her into the cake is burnt into my mind. The slap was more than deserved. Listen, I do get it. I'll be honest with you, I totally get it. Not the arsehole at all. Okay. Am I the arsehole for telling off a lady in a supermarket after she made the teenage cashier cry? Straight off, no. No, you are not. Right? Well, let's see. So this happened yesterday, and I'm still wondering if I overreacted. I'm a 35 female. Was doing my usual weekly grocery shopping at a local supermarket. It was a busy afternoon, and the line at the checkout was pretty long. I was waiting patiently when I noticed the woman in front of me, probably mid-50s, becoming increasingly agitated as a teenage cashier who couldn't have been older than 17 was scanning her items. The cashier seemed a bit flustered. I could tell she was probably new, making a few mistakes here and there, but nothing serious. The older woman, however, was not having it. She started muttering under her breath, rolling her eyes and tapping her foot. Finally, when the cashier accidentally scanned an item twice and needed to call for a supervisor to avoid it, the woman lost it. She started berating the poor girl, saying things like, how hard can it be to do this job? You can't even do basic tasks. You're wasting people's time. She just kept going on. And the more she yelled, the more flustered the cashier got until she started tearing up. I stood there for a second, hoping the lady would cool down, but she didn't. The poor cashier was clearly trying to do her best to keep it together. That's when I stepped in. Good for you. I said to her, you don't have a right to treat someone like that. She's doing her best and it's just a mistake. If you're so unhappy, maybe you should try working here for a day and see how easy it is. The woman looked stunned and told me to mind my business, and I replied, it's my business when you're making a kid cry over something as stupid as groceries. The cashier supervisor had arrived by then and stepped in to handle the situation, and a woman stormed off, still muttering and cursing. After she left, the cashier thanked me with teary eyes, but a couple of people behind me in the line gave me looks like I was the one who had done something wrong. Now I'm second guessing myself. Absolutely not. So Reddit, am I the arsehole for telling her off? Not at all. Not at all. If somebody makes anyone cry in a public space, they are an arsehole, full stop. Especially a cashier or someone who works in retail. Anyone who hasn't worked retail or a customer service facing job should do it. It should be like, what's it called in different countries when they make you join the army? You should go and work in customer service for 2 or 3 months, because the stuff you experience from people who clearly have never either worked a day in their life or they just work in offices their whole life, not knowing that they are the worst kind of people, it's crazy. Like, you experience people trying to spit on you, throwing stuff at you, calling you names, all this stuff just because it's something stupid like they can't get a refund or you don't have something in stock. It is insane. It is wild. Someone says, I was in the same boat as a cashier in this story plenty of times. I worked at a grocery store in high school and college, and the outright disrespect I got from some people was unreal. I started when I was 15 and supposed adults were just assholes because I had no resources. Because I had no resource? I don't know what that means, sorry. That was almost 20 years ago, and I still clearly remember 3 to 4 interactions where I wish I could just go back and slap the shit out of them. 100%. They say verbally, of course. Sometimes a little poke doesn't matter. Yeah, absolutely not the arsehole. If you are ever in a public situation and somebody is shouting at somebody who's just trying to do their job for no reason, I would call them out. And I have done in the past. I fucking hate it. I hate to see people just trying to work and having to deal with really dumb fucking people. Am I the arsehole? I don't get this title. Am I the arsehole for breaking up with my girlfriend because of a caught cheating prank? I, 26, broke up with my girlfriend, 25 female, for 2 years because of something that happened recently, and now my friends are saying I massively overreacted. Their friends are saying this. So a few days ago, my girlfriend and a close mutual friend decided to play a prank on me. The prank was that they filmed a scenario where I caught them in bed together pretending they were hooking up. They set up a hidden camera in a bedroom, and when I walked in, I saw him in just boxers and my girlfriend in a bra and panties straddling him. Acting like they were mid-hookup. To make it more realistic, they even made some noises and I tried to act like it was happening for real. I was shocked, furious, and immediately confronted them as I thought it was real at first, like an actual betrayal, and then I walked out of the room and started leaving the house. When they followed me screaming, it was just a prank, and then showed me the video they'd been recording. To be honest, I felt completely betrayed. Not just by the idea of a prank, but also because of how they had gotten undressed to film it. 100%. I know it's meant to be funny to some people, but for me, it felt very disrespectful and I was hurt. The whole thing felt like a violation of trust, even though I know they weren't actually cheating. I told her I couldn't be in a relationship with someone who would do something like that, and I ended things right there. She's devastated, and our friends have been telling me I overreacted. They think it was just a harmless prank, and I should have taken it better, but I can't shake the feeling that it crossed the line for me, especially with how intimate and uncomfortable it felt to see them in that situation, even if it wasn't real. I get that. Now I'm left wondering if I made the right decision. I'm starting to doubt myself because everyone else seemed to think I blew it out of proportion. There's a bit of an update here as well. My ex-girlfriend was really upset with all the hate she received online and blamed me for painting her in a bad light. How did they find her? I told her did no such thing. She just didn't like that she got called out for her. But where's the evidence? Like, how did she find out it was him? I think not the arsehole. If they were just like under some bed sheets, fully clothed, making noises, then I'll be a little bit like weird, but whatever. But they took their clothes off, not fully, but a little bit, and she still straddled him while they were both wearing underwear, which to me is still quite, like, I can't think of a friend where I'd be like, let's take our clothes off and straddle each other wearing our underwear. That's just me. I guess it depends on sense of humor, right? Not the arsehole. How does your girlfriend of 2 years not know you well enough to know what you find funny? Like, even if you prank all the time with each other, she should have known you and what you would find actually funny. If you're not laughing, it's not actually a prank. It's just them hurting you and then blaming you for being hurt. That's so true. Is there anyone who disagrees with him. Yeah, there's not anyone who really thinks that this person is an asshole for doing this. And that's the thing as well. It's like, if someone doesn't find it funny, it's not a good prank. You know what I mean? And it's such a huge thing to joke about, and just straddling someone. The thought process, let's take off our clothes, except our underwear, and straddle, and let me straddle you. How long were they waiting? It seems like a cover-up for something they actually wanted to do. Am I the arsehole for letting my chronically late wife miss an event she was looking forward to by not rushing her because I wanted her to face consequences of this person purposely made them late? Okay, my wife, 32 female and 31 male, which is him, have been together for 5 years. I'm fed up with my wife's chronic lateness to many things. It's really annoying and grates on my nerves. Listen, if you're at a certain age and you can't time keep, you really do need to sort it out. Obviously, there are different scenarios. Perhaps you have like severe OCD and you have to keep checking the the doors are locked, your oven isn't on. That can be quite a horrible thing to experience. But if you're just like, if you don't have OCD, anything like that, and you're just late, you need to work on that. To her, it seems like no big deal because I always manage to rush her by telling her the time of an event 45 minutes earlier. She's never noticed earlier because she's too caught up with herself, constantly taking photos. That's the reason she's always late. Okay, he sounds a little bit like bitter. Too caught up with herself. But also, she shouldn't be taking loads of pictures when they're trying to leave. She has a decent following on Instagram and is looking to grow as a content creator. I find it really silly how she turns everything we do into a photo session. I agree with that. And at this point, I've stopped agreeing to take her photos altogether. We've had several conversations about this. I told her that it's mentally exhausting for me to always have to stay on top of making sure we both get ready according to plan, but she never really does anything to address it. This time, I wanted her to experience the consequences of her actions. This month alone, we've been embarrassingly late to events 2 times. And this time was the first she realized I hadn't been honest about the timing because I used to give her an ETA of 40 minutes earlier. A week ago, I told her I wouldn't be doing that anymore and that I expect her to act like an adult and be more responsible. Absolutely. It was her birthday this weekend. And I got her tickets to an event featuring several performers, including her favourite artist in the first act. Okay, choose a different time, not the birthday, come on. This time, as I'd already told her before, I didn't give her the extra 40-minute buffer. I expected her to remember our conversation and store the information in her head to plan accordingly. Instead, she did her whole influencer routine, decorating our room, setting up studio lights, dressing up, and taking photos the whole time. Nope, that's 2 different sentences. Dressing up and taking photos. The whole time, I knew she was missing out on her favourite artist because she didn't take me seriously. It was so ironic that I didn't even feel like reminding her. I'm done with the mental burden of always rushing and planning. We arrived and she realised what happened. She got upset and started crying, asking how I could do this to her on her birthday. She said it seemed like I was liking the rise it got from her and asked why I couldn't set my ego aside for one day. I told her this was on her. I'd already made it clear I wasn't going to rush anymore and she should have listened the first time and expected me to follow through, unlike her. She said the whole point of the event was to see the performances of those artists who we just missed. She was incredibly upset and kept crying off and on during the event. The ride home was awkward. I was in the downstairs restroom when she texted me saying I wasn't welcome in the bedroom that night. I ignored her message and went in while she was changing. She looked at me like she wanted to kill me, and I simply told her that saying I'm not welcome was irrelevant because this is my home too. If she was uncomfortable, she could take the couch. She ended up leaving to visit her mum, and I'm considering whether I was an asshole. Okay. I'm going to be straight up honest, right? I don't think you're an asshole for trying to make somebody accountable of their own time management. We are in relationships with people, hopefully, for the best and the worst, for their good points and their bad points. And, we have to work with each other to help make ourselves better, or improve on ourselves. And yes, you should love a person for who they are. But when it comes to things like this, if that's affecting you, you should be able to talk about it. However, on someone's birthday, you love this person and you really want them to see this artist, and maybe you've paid for it too. You do not want them to have a good time and not waste your money. at least give a benefit of a doubt on this day. Or, you know, on this day, be like, we want to see these artists, right? I'm going to keep reminding you. Just quit your agreement for the one day. It's her day. Even if it was your day, if it was a switch round, you've ruined someone's birthday, and that's a big deal for a lot of people. Not for me, I couldn't give a shit about my own birthday. But I feel like that's a big deal. And I think you are a little bit of an asshole, and you need to know when to, but also not. What you're doing any other time, family barbecue, fine. Going to the cinema, fine, whatever. Something like this on her birthday, I think not fine. It's her, just one day of the year. Just be like, I'll help you out today. It's your day. Let's do this. I will take your pictures off your day, but only because it's your birthday. You know what I mean? I'm in between. I'm like, yes, you're an asshole in this one incident. Oh, so I guess that's a question. Yes, I think you are. In this incident. In the others, no. Not the arsehole. This would infuriate me, and I wouldn't have put up with it as long as you did. She's an adult. She can figure it out if it's important to her. Totally agree. But on the one day, you want her to have a nice time, and you know she's going to be late. You do it for the love, you know what I mean? Let her be late to events that matter to her. But if the event was important to the original poster, he should leave without her. Yeah, that's true. Let her make her way there. There's no reason for original poster to be late to events he cares about. And when he gets there and is asked where she is, he should be honest about the reason she's not there or is late. She's working, you could say. Everyone's pretty much in this thing where everyone's like, not the arsehole, how were you married to her for so long? This is what I think. You sound like you absolutely resent her. Why are you even together? Yeah, I felt some spite and resentment in that. Like, the guy who pushed the person's head into the cake, I feel like this could be the person writing this. You know what I mean? Like, I get that thing. ESH. What does that mean? What's ESH? A little bit asshole? You really don't like her. Your whole diatribe is just dipping with arrogance and contempt. You bought tickets supposedly as a gift for her birthday and then set her up to fail, knowing the outcome with absolute triumph and glee for her birthday. You wanted to teach her a lesson, ick. You could have done so in lower stakes scenario. Yeah, and gently pointing out, well, now happy hour is over now, dear. Yeah, exactly. I'm afraid your tardiness strikes again. I agree with this. They say she is disrespectful of your time and feelings, and that absolutely should have been addressed. But I think this marriage is doomed because of you. I agree. I know she's the person doing all this stuff, but like, I feel like that situation is crazy. I don't know. I just don't think. He doesn't sound like a good person. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Let me know what you think of that one down below, because to me, that's like the guy seems spiteful. Like, to do it, I kind of get any other time. And like that person said, events that don't matter. But on her birthday, come on. And the guy does sound like he hates her. I'm confused about that. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please do consider subscribing. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.